Welcome to Tennis Spin, where we put our spin on your tennis. Guys, I always get this question, and I don't really understand it sometimes. I always get calls and people asking me, I need to play a match in a week. I haven't played in months, years, decades, and I'm playing in a match. I signed up for a USTA. What's that all about? Stay tuned.
Harry, what do you got there?
Oh, it's Sky's new towel. It's the RTP Ultra Absorbent Towel. So this towel is the ultra dry towel made of soft and durable microfiber that won't irritate your skin. Absorbs 4 times its weight in water, lightweight, compact, snap loop attached, easy to hang on fences or bags.
Where can I get one of those?
Let me get you one though, but you gotta try it.
Oh,
There you go, coach.
it works.
Dries you in a snap. I'm trying to gather this. People think that tennis can be taught in an hour, maybe 2 hours, maybe 3 lessons of an hour. Tennis doesn't really work that way. It's a progressive sport. You have to play for, years to a lifetime to even get to a certain point. And you have to kind of keep doing it to keep at a certain level. So it kind of amazes me that people think that they can either get better or get a lot better in an hour or, times 3 hours in a week. Because I don't think it happens that way or it works that way. Unless you're that athletic and your hand-eye coordination is that great and you're fast and everything just kind of, there are people like that in this world, but I don't know. It's something that I'm gonna have to ask Coach here. So I'm gonna ask Coach Rob, and I'm like, you got an hour. I haven't played in a year. What are you gonna teach me? Or what can you do for me? And let's see what he says. All right, so I got Coach Rob with me here. I've told you the scenario, and I'm sure people have asked you to do this before. I just need a crash course in tennis right now. I am a player, but I haven't played in a year or years or longer. And what can you really do for me?
Well, you have to knock the rust off first because you haven't played for a while. Usually that's a good time to change any bad habits or, if there's a shot that you had trouble with that you want to fix, fix it because you haven't had the muscle memory ingrained lately because you haven't been playing for a while. So that's a good time to fix that. It might also be, do you really need to play a match right away? How about we just go practice for a little while and then get into match shape, so that you're not, going to go out there and hurt yourself for one if you're not in shape. There again, every scenario is different, but
Right.
A little bit of it is you're going to go out and hit with them and, see how their form looks, touch on everything a little bit. Maybe in the first lesson, recommend some things to work on, to fix. Maybe the next lesson, you get into working a little more specifically on those things. And then in the third one, hey, let's play a couple games and get you ready to keeping score, putting the pressure, getting back into a pressure situation of, okay, it's now 30-all, where you're going to serve it, or 30-all, you're returning, where you're aiming your return. Try to get into some point play and wish them good luck.
So I posed this question to him when we were on the court as we were resting. I was like, I'm going to ask you a question. We're going to do this subject. How did you answer me out there?
I think I said I had a player who had kind of come in and said, hey, I haven't played for a while, but I played in high school. I had kids and I'm trying to get back into it, but I got a bad back, so I kind of got to go slow. And she didn't say she was interested in playing any matches right away. So we just started out with some shadow strokes and tried to see what her form was like, talked to her a little bit about, where she had troubles when she was playing before, looked at all of her shots, adjusted her serve because her motion kind of hurt my back watching it. So I was like, okay, let's try to kind of make things simple and kind of work our way back into it gradually.
So usually in this scenario, like this is literally a crash course in tennis, like for somebody who's really rusty. So every stroke's probably going to be late, let's say. Your
footwork,
right?
Timing, right?
So so let's say everything sucks. What do you do if everything sucks? So you work on the footwork then.
Well, usually, when you haven't played for a while, like if I hadn't hit, let's say we had 2 weeks of rain,
Mm-hmm.
I would come out as I'm starting my way back. I'm just watching the ball and moving my feet.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, if my stroke's a little off, so what? I know it'll come back, but I have to put myself in position. And so that's usually where I kind of go from there. And I usually say, hey, the first 20 minutes, I may stink, and so be it. And it will come back over time as I get into it.
So you do this for a living. So, at least like, I got to move. I got to move my feet. I got to get in position, right? For somebody who's been like stagnant for so long, you wouldn't believe how many people that I tell. I was like, move, get on your toes, move, right? They're like, but I am. Like, they say that to me. And I'm like, let me film you for a second. So I filmed them, right? They're moving. But this is the weird thing. Let's say this is them, okay? This is their legs, okay? The ball is coming. It's now over the net. They move now, right? So it's a delayed move. It's not a preparation move. So that's the thing they don't understand. I am running and I am getting there, but everything is just slower. Everything is.
And that can be also if you're not seeing the ball coming off your opponent's racket, if you're not picking it up early because you're thinking about your shot or what you were doing and not trying to be clued into what's coming, then you will be late in your preparation.
Right.
So if you're preparing and you already picked the ball up before it even comes onto your side of the net, okay, now you have plenty of time to get yourself in position and should be able to use a good stroke.
Right. So anticipation is what we kind of lose with time because
sometimes we're playing ourselves. Like we're thinking so much about ourselves that we forget someone else is hitting the ball at you.
Right.
Like you're not playing you're playing them.
Right.
You need to watch what they're doing and react to what's coming at you.
Right. But I think that reaction is, like I said, delayed. And if you can't see or anticipate that they're going to hit a forehand, then you're going to hit your forehand instead of over here. You're going to hit it back here, right? And you're going to chicken wing it or arm it or wrist it or whatever. And that's not going to help you. So number one thing is getting in position and looking with your eyes. But we always talk about split step and we always talk about like being on your toes. Those are two main things that I think everybody needs to remember is that although you're running to the ball, if you're flat-footed running to the ball, it's harder than if you're ready in position on your toes, to get to the ball. Because I see the recovery. It's hard. I get it. If you haven't exercised, it's not easy to constantly be moving on the court to prepare for the next shot. It's easier just to boom, plant yourself there and then react because that's easier on the body. Plus, standing straight up is lazier too. It's harder to actually be on your knees and get low, right? I admit it. I can't get low. It's going to take a lot of energy out of me. But split stepping, moving, right? should be number one.
All those things are definitely things that you want to make sure you're able to be in tune with your ball that's coming from your opponent.
Right. And then obviously the match, I mean, an hour a day with a lot of practice, it's going to take a long time, you know, to get prepared for a match. So what else did you tell me when we were out there?
Do you need to play a match right away?
That's what I wanted.
Why don't you just keep practicing? Just maybe say, hey, I'm not ready. I'm not match ready. How about let's go rally for a while?
Right.
Hey, great. Okay. And then play a couple games. Instead of playing a match, hey, why don't we play 4 games? We serve twice.
Right.
Or, hey, you served 5 balls. I'll serve you 5 balls. That way you're working on your serve. You're working on your return. You're not really keeping score as much, and that you're, you know, actually thinking about practicing something.
Exactly.
Which most people want to just go out and compete. Great. Understand it. But if you're trying to work your way back into it, do it so you're not going to hurt yourself, or then you're going to not play again for another year.
Right, exactly. So that's exactly
whatever duration.
Coach said, I was like, Coach, when I explained him the scenario, he's like, do you have to play? Or don't play, is what he said. Like, I mean...
And that's the match.
That's the match.
Go play, but you don't have to play the match.
Yeah. I mean, I hear a lot of people saying, I got a USTA match, or I got a grudge match. That's the other thing that I always get. So this guy thinks he could beat me. I haven't played in years. I could beat him, you know, kind of a thing. And we're like now gambling for something, whether it be dinner or something else. But you know, us tennis players, you know, we're kind of pig-headed, and we're going to play the match anyways.
And you're competitive,
yeah,
for sure.
Yeah. So play if you have to. I mean, have some fun at it. I know it's a competition, and I know a lot of us take it way too seriously. But work your way back into it. Don't get hurt. Like, it's just a game, okay? Work your way, ease your way into it. There's no crash course in tennis. Or is there, Coach?
Nope.
Let me tell you a story, Coach.
Is this story time with Harry now?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
It's Mr. Rogers Harry now. Okay, it's Mr. Harry now time.
Sorry.
So I wanted to play the drums years ago. So
what does this have to do with tennis?
Well, I'll get there. The wife got me drum lessons. Okay,
that's very nice of her.
Yeah, drum lessons are 30 minutes a week, and I got weekly lesson. Okay, so I bought myself a drum set, and the only time I got to play drums was 30 minutes a week.
So your rate of improvement was slow,
right?
Okay.
If not any. Because I didn't really get to practice. I didn't have time to practice. That's the thing. So I never.
But you had time to go buy the drum set,
right?
Okay.
That took another 30 minutes
or more.
So I mean, it's the same thing in tennis. If you don't practice in between things, or practice weekly, especially in the beginning process, you're not going to learn. You're not going to get good. So, I mean,
you won't improve as quickly, right? And some people will say, hey, I just take an hour lesson once a week because I want to get out, run around. I don't want the club politics. I just want to have some fun, socialize, and work on a few things and improve and enjoy that. And so everybody has a different reason for why they're going out there.
Yeah, totally. I totally get that. I didn't want to be like Lars Ulrich or anything like that. I just wanted to play a beat, which I probably can't do still. Yeah, he was. He was trained Florida and Bradenton by somebody.
I think his father played on a Davis Cup team.
Mm-hmm.
Is it Sweden?
Mm-hmm.
Sorry if I got that wrong.
Yeah, I think you're right. So yeah, there's drums and tennis. I was trying to be like him. Coach Rob,
with your half hour once a week drum session. Right. Thank you if you're still watching.
Yeah, sorry. Thank you. Got way off the rails there. Coach Rob, thank you so much.
Sure.
Thank you for watching Tennis Spin, where we put our spin on your tennis.